This is our ultimate no-frills guide to Nha Trang. So this is Nha Trang City. We have been living here for many years, and we want to show you what we think is the best things here to eat, the most interesting places to visit, and the most exciting activities to do right here in Nha Trang. So get out of the touristic circuit and let's go see the real life in Nha Trang City.
Let's go start with the local Vietnamese food. Let's go start with nice cơm suon.
Cơm suon is Vietnamese barbecued pork rib rice. So as you can see, it's widely available in Vietnam as well. Every corner selling cơm suon because it's what they usually have for lunch or dinner. It's absolutely delicious, but not all cơm suon is created equal. I want to show you my favorite place in Nha Trang City for having cơm suon. It's really, really good. Let's go.
Bai, không trứng hả? Thấy là nổi tiếng không?
Pretty standard. There's rice, there's the pork ribs, there's always a sunny side up fried egg, and in this variation they go with kimchi, and we added a little bit of a mushroom omelette over here. So what makes this cơm suon so special? This is my absolute favorite plate of cơm suon in all of Vietnam, and that's because the rice is always steaming hot. The marinade on the barbecue pork is just out of the world, and it's just it's even decorated with this tasty little bits of good old pork lard. So
Best cơm suon in Nha Trang.
for all the information, addresses, and links to all these places that we're showing you in our video, just click on the description to our YouTube video below. If you're like me and you really like the Vietnamese baguette, also known as the Banhi, then you're in for a treat here, because there's a really nice version in Nha Trang. Banh mi is everywhere in Vietnam and in Nha Trang. They're ubiquitous, but not all banh mi are equal. You know, see, like for example, there's a typical one right behind me. But for one in Nha Trang that is really the bomb, we recommend you to go straight to Galangao restaurant and get the banh mi that they're selling outside the restaurant. Let's go check it out. So basically, we lived here for so long and we always resisted trying this one out because it's at a really touristic restaurant called Galangao, and we see hordes of tourists hiding here all the time, so we didn't want to try it, right? But when we finally did, it was actually really good. Bánh mì chiều nóng một cái. Cảm ơn. what's really nice about this version of the banh mi here is that they actually grill the bread across a real charcoal grill, so the bread acquires a really nice smoky flavor. It's also a bigger banh mi than the regular ones off the street of Vietnam, and it's like stuffed full of meat and marinated salad. It's just a really nice version of the traditional Vietnamese banh mi here in Nha Trang, and we love it. Did you know Nha Trang has an entire street dedicated just to Vietnamese chicken rice? It's really delicious. This is what it looks like. So check this out, street food in Vietnam doesn't get any better than this. So this rice is cooked purely in chicken stock, and some other versions of this dish has the rice cooked also in turmeric, and then it is topped with Vietnamese laksa leaves or Vietnamese coriander as some people call it, shredded chicken, crunchy fried onions, and their very own homemade butter. I think it's made out of chicken fat, but it makes the whole dish so juicy and yummy. Then there's chicken stock soup, and there's even a tiny little quail's egg inside. Very nice. So this chicken rice stall in this street of Vietnamese chicken rice also does chicken pho, and that's what our friend here is having for dinner right now. She actually works at this chicken rice stall, and I've had the chicken pho as well. It's also really good.
Ngon luôn.
Cảm ơn.
Ở kìa.
Ngon. Lại ngon. A plate of chicken rice at this chicken rice street here in Nha Trang is about 35 to 40,000 Vietnam dong. And I think the most expensive dish in this area would be the chicken salad, the shredded chicken salad. I think that goes for about 60 to 80,000 Vietnam dong. It's chicken pho is about 40,000 Vietnam dong. The most popular Vietnamese food outside of Vietnam is probably the pho bo, which basically is the beef soup noodles, Vietnamese style. And the best version of pho bo that we have found in Nha Trang is right behind me. So they make the rice noodles right here in front of you, and the noodles here are great. They have a very authentic, soft, silky mouthfeel. Very, very tasty. And there's a savory, clear broth, beef broth, as well as thinly sliced pieces of beef. A very good version of the traditional Vietnamese phở bò.
This is our favorite Vietnamese cafe in Nha Trang, and this is vegetarian. Let's go.
Now we're going into Chay Bode, and we're going to be ordering food in this vegetarian place that has become a favorite of ours. How this works is that this place is sort of like a mixed rice concept, which is quite familiar in Asia, but just in case you didn't know, basically what it is that they have a variety of cooked dishes, and you just point at what you want and they add all of that onto a plate of rice, and you just pay the total after. It's cheap, it's delicious, it's really awesome here at this vegetarian place.
Come on, Banhi? 50. Come on.
Okay, there we go, looks fantastic. And how much is this?
50,000. Because I take a lot of food. It's almost $2.
My delicious lunch today at this vegetarian Vietnamese restaurant here in Nha Trang. This dish is known as Mi Wang Co, and it's usually actually a soup noodle made with pork and lots of veggies and peanuts, and it's very savory, very tasty. But this is a vegetarian version, and I find that actually it's with tofu and soy products constituting a similar taste to pork, but it's really yummy, and I love this. Thank you. Come on.
Okay.
So amazing. Yeah, very sweet, very sweet, very nice. So hot here in the middle of the day, and having a coconut is just so refreshing. And even better, the coconut is ice cold and very sweet. So happy. Now that we have explored all the delicious local food here, it's time to take a look at what are some of the interesting sights that Nha Trang has to offer. So, YouTube or TripAdvisor will tell you all about the usual sightseeing tourist spots here, such as the Punaga Towers, the Cham Towers, or the XQ Historical Village, Christ the King Cathedral, even island hopping trips out to the Hon Tam and Hon Mun Islands. However, we feel that actually if you've been traveling around some, or if you're not overly historical, these spots generally you will find they're kind of overly touristic, kind of underwhelming, and just in general not so exciting. The good news is, what we think is worth your time to see here in Nha Trang is generally free to visit. Let's go! No surprise here, one of the best attractions that Nha Trang has to offer are its many and varied beaches. Nha Trang is famous because it is one of the most beautiful coastal cities in the world. We think you should know all your options before you choose which beach to chill and sunbathe at. Number 1 on our list is Tran Phu Beach. This is Tran Phu Beach, the main beach of Nha Trang City. This beach outlines the entire city center of Nha Trang and is easily walkable or accessible from all corners of the tourist center in the city.
All major hotels have sunbeds on this beach for their guests for free. If you stay in some guest house or some small hotels, you must pay for rent sunbeds on this beach.
Tran Phu Beach is absolutely beautiful. Just look at the clear blue waters behind me and the idyllic coastline dotted with green mountains. However, this is also the busiest of all busy beaches. This beach goes on for 7 kilometers up and down the coast, and every inch of it is occupied with sunbeds, pubs, restaurants, and beachgoers. You know, the people playing beach ball, games, meeting other people, having a swim, having a drink, buying coconuts. It goes on and on. This is perfect if you're the social kind and you want to come here, meet people, join in for some group activities perhaps. However, if busy is not really your thing, then you've got to go check out the other beaches in and around Nha Trang.
Number 2, Bai Dai Beach.
Now this is much more our speed. It's basically miles of isolated empty coastline and with just a couple of beds for sunbathing and chilling out. This is a perfect place for you to enjoy a relaxing afternoon to the radio, by the ocean, and we love this place in Nha Trang. The only downside to this place is that to reach here, it is about a 40-minute drive by motorbike or by car from Nha Trang City itself. Cost-wise, of course, the cheapest option to get to this beautiful place would be to hop on your own motorbike and drive right here for that 40 minutes. However, we have to tell you, it is an extremely scenic drive, very enjoyable, but it is a windy coastal road with some occasional heavy traffic. So we would advise you to only attempt this drive if you're quite an experienced motorbike rider and you're comfortable with driving around in Vietnam generally, given the general erratic nature of Vietnamese driving. Also, just a gentle reminder, this place is strictly BYO. Don't come here expecting to buy a latte from a cafe nearby. There's none of these things. So remember to pack your own towels, your own water, your own snacks. And if you do that, I assure you, you will have a great time here for the whole day. Right at the end of Bai Dai Bay behind me, there are some seafood shacks run by local Vietnamese vendors. However, we wouldn't necessarily recommend them. We've been a couple of times and it hasn't been a really pleasant experience, and it was really quite touristic prices. So I would say that Some people enjoy the social atmosphere there, but the reason why we like Bai Dai is because it's very isolated and peaceful and quiet. So that's not what we are looking for, and we don't hang out there at all. If you're going around on a motorbike, it's generally quite safe and comfortable to ride, but we are taking no chances. We've got a full helmet on for safety purposes, and for protection against the sun, I put on a jacket.
Number 3, Hon Chong Beach.
Hon Chong Beach is about 20 minutes drive from Nha Trang city centre, but we think it's quite well worth the trek. As you can see from behind me, it is a lot less populated than the main Tran Phu Beach in Nha Trang city. Pro tip for you, if it's been rainy for the last few days in Nha Trang city, you might want to head here for your chilling and sunbathing. Because what happens when there has been rain is that the waters down in Tran Phu Beach actually get slightly muddy and polluted, whereas due to the water current flows, Hon Chong's waters remain clear and crystal blue. So this is where you want to be if there's been rain.
This is a beautiful beach, but you must be careful because petty thieves can steal your stuff.
This is Son Pagoda, one of the top sites to see in Nha Trang, and it is right in the center of Nha Trang city itself, so very accessible. Son Pagoda is a Buddhist temple that has existed for over 120 years. Aside from the temple itself, which is a beautiful place to visit, what is also really interesting here is that there is a truly majestic white giant Buddha statue on the hill behind the temple that overlooks all of Nha Trang city and offers some really amazing views. Buddhism is the single largest organized religion in Vietnam. Although the Vietnamese government is officially atheist, as we live and work here, we see that Buddhism dominates almost all ways of life here. This majestic Buddha behind me is 152 steps from the temple at the ground level. And if you make it up here, you will be rewarded with not just a view of this splendid Buddha, but also majestic views across Nha Trang city itself from this hilltop. Say hello, he's just coming from surfing.
On Bai Dai Beach, you can go surfing almost every day from September to April.
Surfing has really developed in the last 4 years to become one of the top activities you can do in Nha Trang city. The weather is hot and sunny, the water is warm and crystal clear blue, the waves are easy and rolling. There is nothing not to like about the surf season here in Nha Trang. So this is what surfing at Bai Dai Beach in Nha Trang looks like. Bai Dai Beach has a really clean, shallow beach break with mellow waves, and it's one of the best places for a beginner surf lesson. At other spots around Nha Trang and also at Bai Dai, there are also waves good for longboarders and intermediate surfers.
If you're interested to learn how to surf when you're in Nha Trang, do check out our link to Single Fin Surf School in our description below. Single Fin Surf School is the largest surf school here in Nha Trang, and they are also the only surf school to have ISA certified surf instructors, as well as a team of instructors who can teach you surfing in fluent English, Russian, and Mandarin. Diving and snorkeling is the most popular water sport in Nha Trang City, and what many people come here to do especially. There are so many dive shops in the city center alone, plenty of choices for you to choose from. It is really good fun to go for a dive in and around Nha Trang. However, we would have to tell you the general consensus is that of course the diving here isn't quite comparable to diving in Malaysia or in Indonesia. What, however, makes a dive trip still a very worthwhile expedition to plan to Nha Trang is if you wanted to take your open water certification, because apparently the OW certification here is at a very attractive price. I'm now in front of Amigo Divers, which is one of the bigger dive shops in Nha Trang City, and we're going to go check out the prices for the open water certification, just so you know. So I have here with me Jenny from Philippines. Jenny is the administrator here at Amigo Divers, and she has very kindly agreed to explain more about the diving open water certification to us. So, hi Jenny! Thanks for talking with us. So can you just tell me a little bit about what the open water certification normally costs in other places, and why so many people come to do it here in Nha Trang?
Okay. First of all, people come here because it's cheap. It's cheaper. Okay. And from other countries like let's say Philippines or even Europe, it costs more.
About how much?
So, for example, as far as I know, I worked in Philippines. Open water courses differ from 400 or even higher.
Okay.
Also, in Europe, it would be, I think, double the price.
Double the
Yeah.
price. Oh, I see.
So, yeah. Anyway, prices here is from $350, and at the moment we're running promotion, which is very low. Same with normally places like Thailand or here are the same. So we run like good prices for open water courses. So it takes 3 days, 6 dives, and we normally go to the island Moon.
With Hon Island.
Yes,
Hon
Moon
Island.
Island. Yes. Okay. So yeah, it's about 45 minutes from here, and yeah, we do all the dives there every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if I got it correct, so the price here for the open water is about $350. Is that it?
$350, yes.
And is there an additional discount running now?
Yes. So for at the moment we do a promotion of like $325. That includes also accommodation.
That includes accommodation.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. During your course, of course.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So it's about 3 days, 6 dives.
Yes.
3 days, 6 dives, and $325 later, you got yourself an open water certification right here in Nha Trang. Thanks, Jenny.
All right.
now we're at Sen Spa. We're coming here for Thai massage today. We've been frequent visitors. As you can see, this villa is a lovely atmosphere for coming just to relax and get pampered by some therapists. They do a really good massage here. All the therapists are properly trained and very, very professional. For example, they never talk during the massage, which is a huge thing in Vietnam for me. You know, I can't relax if somebody's just talking over my head while I'm getting a massage. No such worries here. And the massages are all, the program. They've been planned, they've been well planned, they've been properly trained. They know where your muscle insertion begins and ends. So it's not just cowboy town when they do the massages here for you. We've always been coming here. We've always been very pleased with the services rendered, and we highly recommend it. At the prices that they make their massages for, we think this is incredible value and one of the best things about living in Nha Trang.
We think Sen Spa is the best spa in Nha Trang because their massages are awesome. The therapists are professional and well-trained. The place itself, although a bit far from city center, is quiet and beautiful, and the spa is so very clean. We love visiting here, and we think you'll love it too.
So guys, if you are curious about who we are and what it is exactly that we do here in Vietnam, in Indonesia and in Russia, please click on the link to our introductory video in the description below.
If you like our video, don't forget to click like and subscribe.